Hello, my name is Edwin Edebiri. I am the Chief Happiness Officer with the I Am Happy Project and also the Happy Neighborhood Project. I want to say thank you for joining us this Monday, and as we kick off the Happy Monday call. The purpose of this call is to help to set the tone for the rest of the week. We want you to build your week on a foundation of happiness. And we also hope that this is a call you look forward to every Monday to get your week started right. And one of the things that I've said over and over is whatever we focus on grows. So if we focus on happiness, then happiness will grow in our life. Now, today, folks, today I want to touch on some very simple practice that can actually increase your level of happiness. And I know there's all kind of school of thought that says some people are born happy, and so they're going to be naturally happy. And unfortunately, some people are born with misery, so they're going to always be miserable. I don't subscribe to that. I believe on happiness as a skill, and like any other skills, you can learn it with patience, and you can learn it over time. And it's something that is really good to know ahead of time. So that way, when you have a challenge, you know how to deal with it. You know, there is a saying, something is good to have and not need, and to need and not have. And when you are faced with a challenge, that's a very difficult time to learn to be happy. You are already inside the situation. It is very difficult to pull yourself out. Whereas if you've already learned to increase your level of happiness or even to sustain your level of happiness, then you are prepared when something devastating happens. Now, for those of you that have had a chance to listen to my TEDx talk, Happiness as a Default Position, I encourage you, with practice to set your default as happiness. So, and there is a lot of research now that's backing that up, that even when somebody is affected with a huge challenge, like a loss of a loved one, or like, any kind of serious situation, yes, it might take time, but you will get back to that level of happiness again, so that you don't have to be miserable, you don't have to be depressed for the rest of your life. But that's what this is all about. Is yes, life is going to happen, and we've seen it, so many times. Happiness is not affected only by the things that happen to you as an individual. Your happiness can be affected by the things that happen to your family. Your happiness can be affected by the things that happen to your community, and even your happiness can be affected by the things that happen to the world, just around you. And so you can't say, oh, okay, I control myself really well, so I'm never going to be unhappy. No, because there's so many things that could reduce your level of happiness. So the more you are prepared, the more you can easily bounce back, and you don't get caught in a situation where you have a tailspin and you just keep going down. And then what I'm also going to share with you now is just something to do on a regular basis, because it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel better, and it increases your level of productivity and all of the other stuff that comes with that. So what I'm going to share is meditation. Folks, meditation and happiness. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details about what kind of meditation and all those kind of stuff, but I just want to establish that meditation does increase your level of happiness. And there's a lot of research, that backs that up. And in short, one research that comes readily in mind was conducted by Richard Davidson from the UW-Madison Library for affective neuroscience. They show that meditation is linked to a significant activity in the left prefrontal cortex, the areas of your brain that is linked to positive emotion. Okay, and there are other studies, that have shown similar stuff or a little variation of that. But the bottom line is that meditation affects you in a positive way, and it even allows you, to increase the high frequency gamma wave associated with high mental activity. So there's a lot of science. If you want to do some research, it's easy these days, Google some stuff. But the bottom line is this: I want to establish that meditation helps you increase your level of happiness. Now, I know the moment some people hear meditation, they're trying to picture themselves in a position, of somebody sitting down and being still and cannot move even if a fly, peck on their nose. Folks, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I would suggest is this. For a starter, if you've never meditated before, start with a guided meditation, preferably in a group session. So that way you don't feel any direct concentration or focus on. You can just be in the group, do your part as much as you can, and then experience it. Okay, so start with that. And there are a lot of schools out there that teaches guided meditation. And if you can't find one near you, go to the famous place, YouTube, and Google beginner's meditation, and find one or two that appeal to you. Try a few different ones before you settle on one. And again, don't get into, this type of meditation or that type of meditation or something like that. Later on, you will get a chance to start to make those decisions as you start to really see the benefit and as you start to invest time into it. But for now, I just want you to start to be exposed to it so that you can start to get some of the benefit that comes with it. So again, Google some of the schools that's local to you. Some fitness centers, they do guided meditation. These days, definitely you'll find something on YouTube. So that's one. Get to become familiar with it, because it is something that you can really, really practice over time and become a baseline for you. Okay, so that's one. Now, the second thing is the frequency or the length of time. Folks, sometimes people say, just 1 or 2 minutes of meditation can give you some result. Others say 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Folks, I'm not too much into the length of time as much as the frequency. Let me give you an example here. Exercise. So let's say you want to be physically fit, and I don't want you to become a gym freak either, but you go into the gym on Monday. You say, hey, you know what, I'm going to walk for 3 or 4 hours so that I don't have to come into this gym for the next 1 month. Would that work? Absolutely not. Okay? You're not going to get the long-term benefit of exercise if you just do all of it in one day, and then for the next month you don't show up anymore. The same thing with meditation. So the key is the frequency. I would say if you were to take some time and meditate 3 to 5 minutes every day, folks, in a very short period of time, you will start to see some of the benefits. And don't set a unrealistic day for you. I know there are some people that say, if you do something for 21 days, then you have a new habit. Folks, I have studied that. I used to say that in the past, but I find out that everybody is different. And so don't set yourself up for failure. Don't go and do it consistently for 7 days or for 21 days or for whatever day you read in a book, and then you didn't see the kind of change. You say, it doesn't work. No, you are individual. You are unique. Is that research already show consistently that meditation helps to increase your level of happiness, and it doesn't cost anything. If you just sit down in your living room and meditate, or stay somewhere in the corner of your office and meditate, or go in the park and meditate, you can meditate anywhere. Start it very slow, start it in short one, like I said, 3 to 5 minutes. So if you're at work right now and you have a break coming, so you have 15 minutes break, takes about 3 to 5 minutes of it, and find a quiet place and do some meditation. And if you do that every day, folks, you will find out that the impact can be life-changing. The result shows that the meditation practice produces increase over time daily experiences of positive emotions, which in turn produce increase in a wide range of personal resources. Folks, increase mindfulness, increase your purpose in life, your social support, it decreases illness symptoms. Again, folks, if you're an employer, listen to this. If you want your staff, your employee to call in less time for sick time, encourage them to do some meditation. It decreases illness symptoms, increases life satisfaction, and it reduces depressive symptoms. Folks, these are all backed by studies now. So if you are not familiar with this, folks, I want to encourage you. Now, here is one of the reasons, too, that I am really, really encouraging you to learn meditation, because it is something that you can practice over time and become good at, increase your level of happiness, and actually the default position can be increased. And so when something challenging happens to you, you have something to fall back on almost immediately. And that is so crucial, because if you don't and you get thrown off whack, that's when people get in a situation. And then things start stretching out, and before you know it, you go from a situation depression, which every one of us can experience anytime, you go into a clinical depression where you're starting to need medication to relieve yourself. So practice make what? Well, practice makes improvement. So if at first you don't feel comfortable with it and it's not going exactly the way you want, don't give up so quickly. Take some time, 2 to 3 minutes a day, folks, 3 to 5 minutes a day. Anybody can come up with that, especially for something that can have a significant impact on your life. And guess what? When you are happier, your family is happier. And when your family is happier, the community is happier. And when the community is happier, the whole world is happier. And yes, as I go about, spreading happiness, people always come to me that the world can use a little bit of happiness. And I want you to be that happiness that the world needs. So practice it a little bit, and I would love to hear how it goes. Again, it's not something you do like a one-time or a two-time. Let it become a daily habit, just like you brush your teeth, just like you take your bath, and just like you do everything you do on a daily basis. Set aside, 3 to 5 minutes to do it. And then as you become good at it, you can decide where you take it. Folks, if you like what you're hearing, please share it with other people. And let's help one person, just one person, to either sustain or increase their level of happiness. And you will see what can happen in this world. We can definitely make this world a happier place. So, as part of our tradition, I'm going to say 1, 2, and let's say Happy Monday to each other. 1, 2.
Happy Monday.
All right. Thank you very much, folks. Keep in mind, meditation and happiness goes hand in hand, and it can help you increase your level of happiness on a consistency basis.